Football season 2010 is underway tonight. Welcome to Orion Neighborhood Television's exclusive coverage of Lake Orion Dragon football. Our pregame tonight is brought to you by David Payne's Landscaping, family owned and operated since 1986. David Payne's Custom Landscaping provided custom landscaping services to Oakland County and all of Southeast Michigan. A proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and high school athletics. Good evening and welcome back. I'm Doug Corliss, and I'm pleased to be joined in the broadcast booth again this year by the former running back and wide receiver coach of the Lake Orion Dragons, Chris Frisching. And Chris, I don't care if you're doing football, basketball, baseball, equestrian, or bowling. Opening night is always something special.
You know it is, and there's no question we're doing football tonight. We're going to talk a lot about this new renewed rivalry tonight, but boy, you can't. I'm driving up here tonight, and I'm seeing. I felt like I was going to a big time football game, which I was. I mean, traffic everywhere, horns hooting and hollering, and just the atmosphere building up to even walking up to Dragon Stadium tonight was awful exciting. And now that I'm here on the sidelines, it's and seeing the crowd get into it and get ready to go, you know you're going to have a fun night tonight here at Dragon Stadium.
In case you've been on a desert island for the past year, the Oxford Wildcats come in to play the Dragons tonight. These two teams, as been said many times, have not met since 1983, and it's going to be a tale of two football teams tonight. The Lake Orion Dragons spread the field, want to put up points and yards in a hurry, and Oxford under Coach Bud Rowley is going to give you good old smash-mouth football.
They are, and that's what makes this first game back after 27 years so intriguing is not only the rivalry in and of itself, but the two differences in offenses. As you said, Lake Orion likes to spread the field, and they got the skilled kids to be able to do that, both spreading the ball by throwing the ball and running the ball. And traditionally, Oxford's been, like you said, that power running game. And I don't anticipate anything different out of Bud Rowley tonight, but you never know, knowing him and wanting to get back. And now that they're moving from the Flint Metro League to the OAA, he might want to make the OAA know that, you know what, Oxford's not just a power running game. We'll find out tonight.
This is the one that it's been talked about, printed. There's marquees up on the highway. It's the game that we've been waiting for. And we've got it all for you. Stay with us. Our pregame was brought to you tonight by David Payne's Custom Landscape, family owned and operated since 1986. David Payne's Custom Landscaping provides landscaping services to Oakland County and all of Southeast Michigan. A proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Lake Orion High School athletics.
Every time I walk in here, I get a little chill going into Dragon Stadium, but it's really special tonight to see all the crowd on both sides of the football field. I think basically both towns have shut down. They're all here tonight.
Now, this place really is something special. And Oxford has a relatively new high school, a couple, 3 years old. They're located up high on a hill, and they got a beautiful view there. But boy, you just look out this place, and it's just something special. Oxford won the toss, will receive. They're going to defend the goal to the north. Orion in their home greens will kick off. They'll defend the goal to the south. Kyle Searle, number 18, will kick off. And I just misplaced my roster here. Deep for Oxford is number 5, Matthew Anker, and number 42, Prescott Line.
You're going to hear a lot about those two guys tonight. Those are two of the better players on the Wildcats football team.
Searle approaches the ball, puts a foot in it. We're underway. End over end kick into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Oxford will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Our scoreboard tonight is brought to you by Baldwin Barbershop. We'd like to thank Bud and Connie over at the Baldwin Barbershop at the corner of Baldwin and Judah Roads in Gingellville for their enthusiastic support of Orion Neighborhood Television and Lake Orion High School athletics.
In-game replays are brought to you by Jets Pizza on Lapeer Road in Lake Orion.
Oxford comes out, lines the fullback. Number 12, I believe that is I think Mr. Bell is wearing 12 tonight because I don't have a 12 on the roster. Okay, we'll call it Vito Gianola. But they show him with number 12 at home and 13 away. So we'll just change that to 12. Gianola's a quarterback. Line's a tailback. Line went up the middle, gain of about 5. Call it 2nd and 5. 25-yard line on the right hash. Gianola under center. Line again. Gain of about 3. It's going to bring a 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats.
If Oxford stays as traditional as they have been over the past number of years with Coach Raleigh there, they're going to run a lot of power, a lot of trap, a lot of midline, a lot of veer stuff. They don't put the ball in the air a lot, so they're going to use Prescott line. They're going to use Matthew Anger a lot, and you're going to see this basic pro-style offense.
Adam Groh on the stop for the Dragons. 3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats. Line again. And he stopped short. He stopped short on about the 29, called the 29 and a half. It'll be 4th down and 1 for the Wildcats. And Chris, they're setting their tempo early. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
They ran the same off tackle play on 2nd down, the third down as they did on 2nd down. And Mike linebacker, Mark Lugerai did a nice job coming over the top and making the play.
4th and 1 for Oxford. Tight formation, full house backfield, lines the tailback. Timeout on the field. Timeout Lake Orion. While we have a minute, since this series has not been played since 1983, let's take a look back at what was happening in 1983 when these two teams last met. The A-Team with Mr. T, remember that? Premiered on NBC.
I do.
During the Golden Globes, the 40th annual, Gandhi starring Ben Kingsley, E.T. and Tootsie take home the Golden Globes. Wayne Gretzky sets an NHL All-Star record with 4 goals in 1 period. The 25th Grammy Awards, Roxana, Toto 4 and Men at Work win. USFL New Jersey Generals signed Heisman winner Herschel Walker 3 years for $5 million. Dow Jones closed above the 1100 mark for the first time. All right, 4th and 1 again. Oxford with a full house backfield. I'm gonna have problems with the quarterback. Gianola is the quarterback. Run up the middle and it's stopped.
Just run a simple dive up the middle and they tried to run to the bubble. It looked like Lake Orion was in a bear front, a 53 look, and they tried to run to the bubble. I don't know. They didn't get it. Lake Orion takes over, 1st and 10.
Steve Dolinsky, Dylan Sitteret on the stop for the Dragons. And the Dragons will take over 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Sean Charette leads them out. Number 9, Cole Shanzer's one of the wideouts. Zach Zotz, split right. Danny Nye, slot left. Marquis Stevenson's lone setback.
Lake Orion's in their traditional spread look, and Oxford runs a 4-3 cover 2 look.
Number 22, Dimitri Hudson, is in a slot right. Charette the quarterback. Nye in motion. Quick handoff to Nye. And cutting in for Oxford real quick was number 45, Matthew Anger. Dropped Nye in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Heck of a play. Joey Kohler tried to reach block to the right. Couldn't quite get because Anger was upfield. And Anger came off Kohler's block, made a nice play. A loss of 2.
2nd down 11. Just underway. 9:35 left in the first. No score. Same offensive look. This time Hudson comes in motion. Charette back to pass. He's going deep. He's got Nye just off his fingertips. Danny Nye just outran double coverage.
He did, and nice play action fake, and they had that quick motion coming across. Nice play action fake, and got on top, and it's first pass of the year for the guys, but they'll get that hooked up shortly, I'm sure.
KJ Esther checks in. We have a 3 wide set left. Zach Zott, lone right. Marquise Stevenson in the backfield with Charette. Sprint right. Intended for KJ Esther, incomplete.
Anger was coming hard from the backside, put some good pressure on Charette. Charette sprint out, as you mentioned, throwing on the run. He kind of didn't have much of a choice, and it's probably just as well they threw it out of bounds because there was a guy on top and a guy underneath him.
Brings up 4th and 11 for the Dragons. Coach Bell signals a play in. They used to go with quarterbacks running in to get the play. They tried shuttle guards. Now it's all series of hand signals. Same lineup. Esther in a slot left. Esther and Nye in a double slot left. Zott split right. Marquise Stevenson in a backfield. Drop for Charette. Over the middle. He's got number 9, Cole Shazner. And he's got a first down. First and 10 from about the 11. Where do they mark it? They're going to mark it to 12.
Nice protection Charette had all day long. Nice square in for the completion, first down.
Our official tonight, well, we'll get to them after this play. First and 10 for the Dragons. They called it the 13. Esther in motion. Marquise Stevenson up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Boy, there's nothing fancy about that.
No, it's not, but it's all set up by that jet motion coming across, and it's such a fast flow play that you got the motion man coming underneath, and you never know if the motion man's going to get it or the single back's going to get it. That time Stevenson got it and punches it in for 6.
Kyle Searle will attempt the point after. Alex Haddad is the holder. Spots down, kick up, good. And the Dragons lead 7-0. We've got 8:48 left in the first quarter. Your score, the Lake Orion Dragons 7, Oxford 0. Chris, the thing was on that play, when Nye came in motion, he took half the secondary of the Oxford defense with him. It left the middle of the field wide open.
And that's what you get. That's what we talked about at the outset, is being able to exploit the speed and be able to utilize the weapons you have. Danny Nye, Zach Zott, Marcus Stevenson, and so forth. And so far, obviously they've been able to do that. And how big is that 4th down conversion play now?
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
If you're Oxford looking at it from their standpoint, you stop them. That's a big boost for you in your first defensive series, and you got some momentum on your side. And Lake Orion just turned the table, picking up that big first down on the square in, and a couple plays later, in for 6.
Yeah. Before that play, we were going to tell you about our officiating crew tonight. Tom Mastrovito is the referee. Mark Perinello is the umpire. John Martin is our head linesman. Terry Landowski is the line judge, and Tom Sumner is the back judge. Kyle Searle teeing the ball up on the 40. Same setup for Oxford. We have Anger and line deep. Referee blows the whistle. Searle approaches, puts a foot into it. Kind of a squib kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Be a procedure call against Lake Orion. Oxford will have the option of a re-kick. And they're going to take the ball on the 35-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 35 on the right hash. Gianola's the quarterback. Single setback this time with line. 3 wide out look. Sprint right. Sprint left, and he gets a gain of about 3 before he stood up by Steve Dolinsky. A nice individual tackle.
little option running to the slot side, and that's another thing that Oxford's been known for over the years.
Yeah, you don't see him put the ball in the air a lot.
No, and you won't unless they get behind or. But it's well early in the game.
Same look, 3 wides.
I'm surprised I'm seeing 3 wides.
Victor Olienka split wide right. Number 17. Oop, I just read that for Lake Orion. Cody Collier was split right. Number 1, Anthony McDougall's in the slot right. And we have our first penalty of the season.
Nick Fry jumped off sides. They're getting a little antsy out there. There's Sam linebacker, Lake Orion Sam linebacker.
2nd down, 2. Oxford in the shotgun. Sprint right again. Looking for receiver downfield. Did he get him? He got him. It's a completion on about the 48-yard line of the Dragons. That'll be a first down for the Wildcats, 1st and 10.
Gianola threw that ball, and it didn't come out looking great, but he threw the ball where only Cody Collier could catch that ball. Dylan Siddle did a nice job in coverage, but that was the only spot that could be caught by Cody Collier, and he made a nice completion.
First down for Oxford. Gianola under center. Quick hitter. Anger up the middle. Gain of about 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 from the Dragons' 46. 7:25 left in the first. 7-0 Lake Orion. Beautiful night for football here tonight. And Chris, you're right. You look around, there's people all the way around the fence. Both stands are full.
It's even full up here in the press box, too.
It's full up here. I'm sure Bill Reese is smiling tonight. 2nd and 8 for Oxford. Quick shift going on. Collier split right. Fake to line. Sprint out. Over the head, number 26, Aaron Stuck. That brings up a 3rd and 8.
Stuck plays a little tight end as well as being in the backfield. He just came across on a little drag route, and from this vantage point, it looked like he was open, but Gianola threw a little too high, makes for 3rd and 8.
Remember, DVD copies of this and any event covered by Orion Neighborhood Television can be purchased by calling 248-693-3377. Call ONTV today. That's 248-693-3377. 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats. Gianola in the shotgun. Lines his only quarterback draw.
Nice.
And great open field tackle by number 45, John Gall.
Did a great job. They, Oxford comes out in that 3 wide look, single back, and Gianola in the shotgun spread him out. And there's only one linebacker in the middle, and I think it was probably something that was called at the line, and they spread him out, tried to run quarterback draw, and Gall made a great play.
Oxford in punt formation, number 42. Prescott lines a punter. Zach Zott deep for the Dragons. Standing about the 10-yard line. And the play's blown dead. Timeout called by Oxford. I don't know if they didn't like Lake Orion's coverage unit or they were going to try a fake and decided they couldn't do it.
No, I think they one of their players on the far side was trying to get off the field late, and in order to make sure there wasn't 12 men on the field, they had to get that timeout in. Would you like to make your own TV show or be part of Orion Neighborhood Television Sports Crew? Call Orion Neighborhood Television today at 248-693-3377 and sign up for orientation. Orientation is free, and it's your first step to becoming part of Orion Neighborhood Television.
And I think if you talk to the crew that's working this game tonight, yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. Right?
We're having fun up here. I know that. I'm sure the guys, the coaches, the fans I know are having fun.
Oxford back in punt formation, Zott deep. Kind of a wobbly punt, very wobbly, hits about the 18. Zott grabs it underneath past the 20, up to about the 26-yard line.
Guess who again on the tackle? We're 6 minutes into the game, and Matthew Anger goes down on special teams and makes a play again.
Yeah, they're backers. They're back. Anger and Line are two good athletes. I'm impressed with what I've seen from them so far. So the Dragons take over. 1st and 10, they're calling it the 26-yard line. Orion moving from south to north across your television. Same lineup we had before. Charette under center this time. Stevenson the lone setback, Nye in motion right. He's going deep for Zott, and Zott's got it. Oh, now they called it incomplete. Boy, what's the old wide receiver coach always say? Go up and get it.
And that's exactly what he did. You couldn't have asked for him to meet it at any higher of a point than he did. And I think the ball popped out as he came down. You know what? Lucas Blows, number 28, did a nice job in coverage. And Zach Zott, I mean, why don't you take advantage of someone like that, 6'4"? And they did that. Unfortunately, it was incomplete. But they're trying to take advantage of matchups.
Zott 6'4", 190. Again, same lineup. 3 right, 1 left. Draw to Marquise Stevenson up the middle. He's up to the 35-yard line. He's close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Marquise Stevenson gets to be his own man this year. Last year, he split the time with Kim Bruce. We saw him in a tremendous game against Troy Athens, and he's the man this year.
He really is, and he's certainly a Division I recruit. He's entertaining offers from Air Force and Yale, but you're right. He's going to be we're looking forward to a great season for him. And the great thing about Lake Orion's offense, you can spread like they did that time. You spread out the field. They went up top to Zott the first play. They spread out the field, and they can run a little draw inside.
Nick Fry comes in full house backfield for the Dragons. Marquise Stevenson up over the 35. He's got a first down, Dragons. That's that full house backfield. You know it's going to be a quick hitter. You just don't know who's going to get it and where they're going to go. First down, Dragons. Dragons going hurry up. Robert Ayala split wide left.
One of the things about the no huddle offense allows the Oxford team, any defense they're going against, to have to prepare and get ready. You got 2 signal callers on the sideline signaling the plays. Coach Bell can kind of sit back and review what's going on defensively out there and call to make sure that takes advantage of the next play.
Another quick hitter to Marquise Stevenson. He's up to the 49-yard line, another 48-yard line, another first down for the Dragons. That time, I think Oxford bought the motion coming across to the left, and it was a fake across to number 22, Dimitri Hudson, and then just a quick up the middle run by Stevenson. 1st and 10 for the Dragons. Ball on the 48-yard line on the left hash. 4:14 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Dragons. A little sprint out, and Marquise Stevenson takes it wide. He's got the corner. He's got another first down. Good speed by Marquise Stevenson.
Good job picking up the backside blitz. Another running away from that blitz, but boy, he had the edge there. He had the corner there, and that's what you're going to see, and what we have seen to this point in time is you've got Oxford's got 8 guys going both ways, offensively and defensively, and at some point in time, that's going to start wearing on them.
1st and 10 for the Dragons from the 39. Still 4 receiver set. Marquise Stevenson, lone back in the backfield. Charette under center. That was a reverse to Danny Nye, and he made some great yardage. He's up to about they're going to call it the 18-yard line. I didn't even see that one develop. I was looking at Stevenson.
You got Hudson, yeah, I would too. I mean, you got Hudson coming in motion one way, you got Stevenson faking the ball up the middle the other way, and then you got Nye coming around the outside. I mean, those are those weapons we talked about. It's very tough to focus on one particular guy.
Lake Orion going no huddle. Charette has him under center.
Stretch play.
Stretch play to Stevenson. He's got the corner. It takes two guys to bring him down, too. He's a hard runner. Actually, you know, you're right. You've got 8 guys going both ways, and this is a pretty sustained drive for the Dragons. And you keep this up long enough, those 8 guys are going to be 8 tired guys. We've already got a couple guys down there sitting with their hands on their hips.
Yeah, no question. I mean, just getting used to jumping from the Flint Metro League that they were in to the OAA, there's a different caliber of football. Now
in motion right, quick hitter up the middle to Stevenson. He's brought down by Anger. Nope, number 40. Number 40 is Tyler Hunsucker. Gain of about 2. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Dragons.
And the other thing we said, we talked about earlier is the fact that the no huddle forces Oxford to have to stay out there on the field, and they can't situation substitute oftentimes, and it makes it very difficult if you can't prepare for that in scout team practice during the week.
A bunch formation.
Look at the edge. Look at the edge. Great job,
Great job
on the edge. They called it late.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a late hold. Marquis Stevenson got in for the touchdown, but this one's coming back. Holding Lake Orion.
No, I think they got Stevenson or Zott on the holding call.
I thought it was Stevenson because he was kind of standing out there by himself looking back at the referee.
That's the one thing I always, when I was wide receivers coach here, the ability to get your guys on the perimeter, your wideouts on the perimeter to block and sustain and make sure you maintain your leverage in between the ball carrier and the defensive back. But you're on that island out there, and you got that line judge looking right at you oftentimes, but at least they're being aggressive on the perimeter, which opens up.
It was always a matter of pride with the wide receivers. We have a 3rd and 14 for the Dragons. Ball's on the 24-yard line. Charette back to throw. Got it complete. Grant Glendy. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Robert Aiello on the reception. Not enough for the first down.
Nice job on that square in route again. You had a route going up the seam. You had the swing route coming to the outside. And Charette did a nice job rolling out and hitting the square into the dig route.
4th and 3. Kyle Searles in for a field goal attempt. Robert Aiello's the holder. Ball spotted on the 18-yard line, left hash. Snaps down, kicks up. Kicks good. So with 1:21 left in the first quarter, your score, the Lake Orion Dragons 10, Oxford 0. ONTV has launched the What I Love About Orion video contest. Produce your 3-minute video about what you love about our area. Call ONTV for more information at 248-693-3377 or visit our website for rules and registration forms at www.orionontv.org. The winning entry will receive an LCD flat screen TV. That's the What I Love About Orion video contest. Call 248-693-3377 to register today. When we came out here tonight, I had all good intentions of marking down where drive started, how long the drive was, and all that. And you end up watching the game, and I haven't marked down a thing yet.
I'll tell you what, the most important thing you need to know is that it's 10-0 Lake Orion.
It's 10-0 Lake Orion. Lake Orion's looked very good very early.
I bet you, going back to your promo there, I bet you if Coach Bell and the Dragons were looking to create a video why we love this football game, it's just because of that. They're up 10-0.
There you go. Line takes a kickoff on the 5. He's up over the 20, breaks a tackle up to close to the 25.
Prescott Line 6'1", 215, only a junior, and he's a state qualifier in wrestling and helped his Oxford wrestling team to the Final Four in the last 2 years, and a real nice football player for the Wildcats.
You just look at him. He just looks like a he's a big Oxford, atypical back for Oxford. So Oxford takes over, 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. We got 1:12 left here in the first quarter. Dragons up 10-zip. Dragons out with Wildcats come out with a 2-wide set. Line.
That's a legal formation. You got 2 guys.
Plays blown dead. They did have 2.
They call timeout.
Yes, they did. They called timeout. You know, with a running back, you can get away with that. If you kind of flinch or something, you can always get up and go in motion.
Right. It was the split end down here on this side who went up and to the line and covered up the tight end, and so it's technically not illegal, but then the tight end couldn't have gone out and blocked, or gone out for a pass, I should say.
Wide receiver, it's kind of hard to cover up flinches and things like that. You're, like you say, you're out there on an island.
If we were on an island tonight, actually, I think we are. This.
Like I said, it's opening night for us too. Okay, during this timeout, we are going to have. Wait a minute, I got to find my papers here. We had our. I guess we'll do it later on in the cable cast. Maybe we'll do it in the second half. We will make a reminder that our next cable cast here on Orion Neighborhood Television will be on the game that will be played on Thursday, September 16th versus West Bloomfield. That game we will cover that game, and it will be shown on Orion Neighborhood Television a week from that Friday. So again, our next cable cast, the next game we cover, September 16th versus West Bloomfield. Number 32, Collier in motion left. Handoff. Oh, nope. A little sprint by the quarterback out to the left. Gianello. Flag on the play.
Yeah, Collier came in motion, and he kind of not coming across very fast, but as he's coming across in motion, he tried to look upfield as opposed to looking back behind him, and that forced him to turn upfield, and that's where they called the penalty.
Okay. So we have an illegal motion penalty against Oxford. Backs him up 5 yards. Repeats first down, be 1st and 15 for the Wildcats from the 19-yard line.
If you're going in motion like that, you want to typically look back to your left so that if you do veer off your line, at least you're going back in the backfield as opposed to going upfield. And really, it's you're down 10-0 if you're the Wildcats. It's those little things that really they add up over time, and you can't afford those types of penalties against a team like the Dragons.
Collier split left.
It's a great play.
That's a fumble. Oxford recovers. Great play by John Gall getting in, and is that 45 or 47?
47.
47, Andy. Okay, Chef Callis? Okay, we'll go with Chef Callis. We didn't take time to go over our pronunciation guide tonight. Moves the ball back to the 7-yard line.
Run that little option play, and Chef Callis just came upfield, and no one blocked him and forced the fumble on it. Prescott line ended up falling on it. But again, now after the penalty, now you had a sack and a fumble. It's now 2nd and 27.
This will be the last play of the first quarter. Gianello under center. 2 wide receivers left. Line up the middle. That's the end of the first quarter. With our score, the Lake Orion Dragons 10, Oxford Wildcats 0. That's it for the first quarter. This is Orion Neighborhood Television, your home for Lake Orion High School sports. Okay, we're back. Start of the second quarter. Our score 10-0. Lake Orion over the Oxford Wildcats.
can run the ball, they can put the ball in the air, and they're doing just that. They're doing exactly what Coach Bell wanted them to do.
We've got a 3rd and 16 from the 18-yard line for the Wildcats. Number 31, Clayton Spiker, split wide left. 32, Cody Collier, split left, or split right. Double shift in the backfield, backs offset. Line takes pitch left. Coming around the end, he's got the corner. I'm sorry, that was number 1, Anthony McDougald.
Nick Fry's the strong side linebacker on this side, and he did a nice initial job of staying to the outside and forcing the back in to the middle, and then he fell for a cut, a juke inside and bounced back outside, and as that happened, Fry got knocked inside, and that's a nice little gain for them.
Alex Fine, number 2, and number 45, John Gall on the tackle. Oxford goes into punt formation. We have a 4th and 9. Zach Zott deep for the Dragons. Nice kick, turns over. Zott gets it on about the 40, drops the ball. Steve Dolinsky, I believe, was there. Johnny on the spot, recovered the fumble. First down for the Dragons from the 44-yard line. The ball ends up on the turf. So the Dragons take over, 1st 10. Marquis Stevenson, lone setback. Dimitri Hudson back. He's going to throw it. Zott goes up. He's got it. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Robert Aiello took the pitch from Sean Charette, stopped, and put a strike into Zach Zott.
Did a nice job. They hadn't run that flow, that backfield flow yet to this point. They'd always run that motion man behind center, and they did a nice job of setting that up. And Aiello, perfect ball, perfect strike to Zott. And we talked earlier about wide receivers going up and getting the ball and meeting its highest point, taking advantage of it. Zach did a nice job of catching the ball, tucking it, and this time tucking it right,
yeah, tucked it,
taking it into the end zone.
And that's what we can call 46 yards in one play. Kyle Searle up for the extra. So our score with 10:56 in the 2nd quarter. Lake Orion 17, Oxford 0.
Zach probably felt he had to make up for that little muff at the 45-yard line or so, and they sure took advantage of and exploited the matchups, and that's what Orion's always done a nice job of, taking advantage and watching a ton of film over the course of the week, seeing which guys on the defensive side, offensive side of the ball they can take advantage of, and they've gone to Zott a couple times. The one ball earlier in the 1st quarter, thought we had made a great catch and came down, and ball fell out as he came to the ground. But again, they're exploiting those guys. They're skilled guys that we talked about at the beginning of the game.
And you're right. I mean, he was covered.
Yes, he was.
But he just went up and got the ball, and you can't put 6'4" against about 5'8", 5'10". The 6'4" guy's going to win most of the time.
Just like you're playing basketball. You're going up for that basketball rebound. Who's going to get that rebound more times than not? That's what Zach's doing a nice job tonight of.
Kyle Searle's got the ball teed up. Number 1, Anthony McDougald, deep for Oxford, along with number 45, Matthew Anger. Searle approaches, puts the right foot into it. Nice high end over end kick. McDougald takes it on about the 1. He's out to the 10, 15, down on about the 20 or the 21 by Tyler Misiak. And number 33, Trent Paviglio.
Kyle Searle's going to be a weapon all year. He now got a strong leg, but Coach Bell is saying he kicked a 50 and a 52-yarder prior to the inter-squad scrimmage just last week. So he can do that for the kickoff team, put balls into the end zone and force offenses opponents to drive the ball 80 yards to score. That's going to benefit the Dragons all season long.
Oxford out in a 4-receiver set. We don't see this from them very often. Gianello sprint left, tackled after about an 8-yard gain. Number 47, Andrew Shafkalis on the tackle. You know, you got back to Kyle Searle. I went over and spent some time with him last season, and the nice thing was he was so coachable. Such a great guy. And also with Robert Aiello. We actually had to change the whole way Robert Aiello had been taught to put the hold down. And it showed in the second half of the season because they were just about perfect. 2nd down and 2 for Oxford. Little flip back to line. He's got the first down up to about the 42-yard line. Good run. Got the corner, broke a couple tackles, got the first down. 9:54 left in the second quarter. 17-0 Lake Orion. Oxford's going to have 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line.
You know, Oxford primarily has tried to get the ball on the perimeter with their guys, and that time they did. And you know, they've thrown maybe a couple times like we talked about, and they're just doing what they're good at and what they're used to doing.
Gianolo gets the corner real quick on those sprint outs. Hand up right up the middle to Prescott line. Gain of about, I think they're calling it about 6. Wait till they get untangled where they spot the ball at. They've got it spotted on the 47-yard line.
And these are the types of things the Wildcats are going to have to do if they want to get back into this game. They got to maintain the ball and establish those long drives to keep that Lake Orion offense off the field. And you know, ideally for the Wildcats, they've got to take this drive, long sustained drive, and convert it into points.
Clayton Spiker wide left. Collier in motion left. Gianolo on the hand to line up the middle. Gain of about 1.5. That'll bring up a 3rd down, and Chris, this is a big 3rd down for Oxford.
Yeah, they run ISO on 2nd down. They run a little power right there on 3rd down. And you're right. And knowing what we know about Oxford, yeah, I'm guessing that they're probably going to keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, they need another first down. They need to keep a sustained drive going. They can't afford to give up more points to Lake Orion here in the second quarter. Same offensive setup. Spiker split left, Collier split right. 2 backs in the backfield. Anger, somebody double clutched. They're calling it, Lake Orion, of course, is calling it a fumble. I just think the center double clutched there.
Well, the right guard moved because he saw one of the Lake Orion linebackers coming up to show blitz, and I think that's really why he moved, and they waved it off.
They're waving the flag off.
Wow.
You know what? They're just calling it a dead ball. 4th down. 4th and 3 for Oxford.
Lake Orion's got it like that.
Yeah. That's kind of odd. Either that or the center's hand just slipped off the ball. 4th down, line and punt formation. Zach Sott deep for the Dragons. End over end kick. Dott's just going to let it go.
Nice punt.
Nice punt. He got a great roll, and he's down inside the 1.
Now you got to play, and that's what why special teams is so important. Now you got to play that field position battle, and that's from Oxford's standpoint. Obviously, you can't get much better than that. You're putting it down inside the 1-yard line. And now for them, Oxford, that is, you've got to force a 4 and out, basically, somehow force a turnover, get back in this game right away, start getting momentum on your side. If Orion comes out and puts together a drive, you know what? I don't want to say this game's over, but goodness gracious, it would lead up to that.
Oh, I think the Oxford defense is just going to come at them with everything they have. 1st and 10 for the Dragons from inside the 1. 7 minutes, 13 seconds left in the second quarter. Lake Orion 17, Oxford 0. Still have a beautiful night. Boy, there's not a cloud in the sky here. Great night for football.
You're just saying that because you're watching a football game.
There you go. Full house backfield for the Dragons. Charette on the give to Stevenson. Not much there. Squeaks out maybe a yard. And it was a stacked house defense for Oxford. Get a hat on a hat. At that time, you really got to rely on your offensive line to move some people out.
Get some movement up front and give them a little breathing room back there.
2nd down and 9 for the Dragons. 2 wide receivers split right. I was looking at number 62, Joey Kohler. He almost looked like he was split out to be another receiver. Marquis Stevenson up the middle. Gets about another 2 or 3 yards. They're going to mark the ball down on the 5s. So it'll be 3rd and about 5 for the Dragons. Call it 5. Now you got a little breathing room. Zott split wide right. Nye and Hudson in the slots right. Nye in motion left. Sprint out by Charette. Good pass, good catch. Zach Zott, 1st down Dragons.
Great route. Zott comes flying downfield, selling the deep ball. Number 28, Lucas Blows. Decent coverage, but then Zach sticks his inside foot, comes back in the comeback route. Charette throws a nice ball, deep enough for a 1st down.
Dragons 1st and 10 from the 21. Same offensive setup. Aiello split left. KJ Esther on the end around. Picks up about 5. Right now, I think the Dragons just want to run the clock out for the 2nd half. Be nice to get points, but they'd sure like to have about a 5-minute and 10-second drive because we got 5:05 left here in the 2nd quarter. Charette under center. Marquis Stevenson around right end. Breaks a tackle, gets up close to the 30.
Oxford did a good job of stringing that play out this way, and that's what they've got to start doing. They've got to start getting penetration. They got to start making things happen in Orion's backfield if they want to get back into this football game.
They're gonna call it 3rd and 3 from the 28-yard line. 4:25 left in the 2nd. Charette back under center. Tight formation for Lake Orion. Nye in motion. Charette on the sprint out. Throws down. Aiello's got it. Defender fell down. He is gone. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Once the defender fell down, number 1, Anthony McDougall. Once he fell down, he had nothing but green in front of him.
Great fake, play fake, sprint out, ball flow coming, look like it to your right, our right here. And Charette did a nice job turning the corner and throwing a strike to Aiello. Big time play. A little shorter than that 5-minute drive you're looking for, but nonetheless puts up points on the board.
My record for prognostication is still intact. I haven't called anything right yet. Searle on for the extra point. Kicks up. It's good. With 4:05 left in the 2nd quarter. Lake Orion 24, Oxford 0. Alex Haddad was the holder. And on your prognosis, oh, by the way, there's a lot of things have been mentioned about what happened back in 1983. I cannot let this pass. In 1983, the National Football Conference Central Division champion was?
Central Division, wow. You're pulling it out.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's our own Detroit Lions.
That's good.
Gary Danielson, Billy Sims, Freddie Scott in the crowd. And sitting in the Silver Dome those days was extremely, extremely exciting.
Well, it's pretty exciting sitting here in Dragon Stadium with the Lake Orion up 24-0. Big plays, skill players doing a great job of making plays, and that's what you want your athletes to do. You want your skill players, your guys up front to make plays, and Orion's taking advantage of that tonight.
Searles got the ball teed up. Kick over to the left side. Anger had the ball, dropped it, picks it up, and he's down about the 11 or 12-yard line.
Great hustle down there by Coach Black, John Blackstock's special teams kickoff coverage. Again, that's what we talked about earlier, just the ability to put the opposition in situations that force them to drive, you know, at this point in time, 88 yards to score. And I'm sure for Oxford at this point in time, that field looks a lot longer than 88 yards.
3:58 left here in the second quarter. Oxford takes over 1st and 10 from their 12. I-backs in the backfield. Line gets the ball. He's tripped up just over the 12, maybe a gain of 1.
Great tackle by number 67, Evan Rourke, making the play.
They gave him a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9, ball on the 13. 3:35 left here in the second. Dragons 24, Oxford 0. Oxford comes out. 31, Clayton Spiker, split left. 32, Cody Collier, split right. Anger and line in the back in an I formation. And Gianola on a sprint left, easy for me to say, takes it out to about the 15. So he's going to have about a 3rd and 7 and another 3rd and long for the Wildcats.
To me, at least, it's become pretty evident that we talked at the beginning about the speed of the OAA, and to me, looking from up above here, it's pretty evident. There's Lake Orion's defense has been certainly a fast flow defense, and they're, in my opinion, a step up notch speed-wise from the Oxford Wildcats at this point in time, which is making for a big difference, not only from tracking guys down on the backside when quarterbacks, Oxford's quarterback is running option, or just simply catching balls downfield when the Lake Orion's on offense.
Whistle on the field. Oxford calls timeout. Okay, we tried this earlier. We are starting an ONTV trivia contest this year. And our question for our trivia contest for this game is, what is the geometric shape of a football? Is it A, a parabolic elliptoid, B, a prolate spheroid, or C, an elliptic spheroid? Now, Googling is allowed, okay? And if you think you have the correct answer, send it in an email to ONTV@oriontv.org. And a random drawing from all correct answers would get some great ONTV swag. Now, anybody that spent some time in the Lake Orion football program during my 23 years on the staff should know this, because this is the stuff we talked about during practice. If you're on defensive day, or we were talking to the offense, or vice versa, and Googling is allowed, send your answers to ONTV@oriontv.org. 3rd and 7, shotgun snap. Gianola rolls right. Still looking, throws it away. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Wildcats.
Not a lot of penetration from the Orion defense, but they were able to string out the play, and on the back end, they had a corner route to the play side Oxford ran and the backside drag that weren't even covering. Giannola did a smart thing of throwing that ball away and not forcing the ball into coverage. Doug, I don't even, and that trivia question, I don't even know what language you were speaking when you were saying those words. I mean.
Well, anybody who is a geometry major, if you paid attention during geometry class, maybe you can know some of these.
My least favorite subject.
Oh, mine too. I took 1 year of it and I was done. Giannola, no, that's line back in punt formation. Nice high kick. Zot takes it out, and he's down immediately. Caught it on the 48-yard line, and he was down in a hurry by number 22, Anthony Capicelli. Capicelli, we'll call it. Good open field tackle. So the Dragons take over with 2:06 left in the second quarter, up 24-0.
A big time hit, wasn't it?
Oh boy.
Zot's ready to go back in though. He's a little shaken up as he's walking off the field. He was kind of moving his helmet a little bit, but guess what? He's ready to go.
He's a tough guy. He's one of those guys you can't get out of the lineup. Lights are on. Still with plenty of daylight left. Charette in the shotgun. Back to pass. Little screen pass to Marquis Stevenson. He's got some open field. He's up to the 30 and down right around the 25 or the 24. Joey Kohler.
You got Blair Williams downfield. You got Kohler downfield. You got Kevin Cronin downfield doing a real nice job on that screen. Stevenson made a great cut back inside on Kohler's block, and that's the way you run screen.
Well, we said he was going to be the man this year, and he's sure making his statement tonight. Stevenson with the ball again, and I think we're going to have a face mask. Down at the 20-yard line, the flag came in right away.
They're doing a good job of getting that edge for Stevenson, that long outside zone stretch play. I thought even Stevenson had more of an angle and more of an edge. And then out of nowhere, Prescott Line comes and makes a play. But there is a penalty. The penalty was they probably called holding on the wideout over there again.
It had to be. It had to be a hold. It sure looked like a face mask the way the hand came in, the head came around, and a flag came out. But it was holding. You know, Marquis Stevenson is listed at 5'9", 183. But he sure plays a lot bigger. Charette with a completed pass. Zach Zott on the 10-yard line. First down, Lake Orion.
Zach did a nice job of just sitting down in a hole between that zone, and with the time that Charette had, he can just kind of pick his hole, and there's a nice offensive line that provided a nice passing lane for Sean to complete to Zach.
First down 10 for the Dragons. 1:21 left here in the second quarter. Marquis Stevenson up the middle. Gain of about 4. Timeout called by the Dragons. 1:14 left here in the second quarter.
Sorry, Doug. When you're as efficient and you've got the weapons that Lake Orion offense does, it's very difficult when you're coming into a game against the Dragons. It's very difficult to simulate that in practice during the week. You gotta watch enough film. You gotta have guys that can run the routes and run the motions that Lake Orion does. And it's very difficult to simulate that during a week of practice. And I think that's what Oxford's finding out right now is, one, they don't oftentimes know who's got the ball, where the ball's going based on all the quick motion and misdirection. But two, it's very difficult to simulate that no huddle tempo that Lake Orion brings to the field.
Only on Orion Neighborhood Television. Empty backfield. Oh, I'm sorry. Marquis Stevenson, sole back. Hudson and Charette. Got it. Touchdown. Lake Orion Dragons. Number 9, Cole Schelsman. Little sprint out by Charette.
I mean, motion man coming back this way. Sean Charette does a very nice job of providing that ball fake. And he, if you notice, you look at him, he's looking back back with the backfield flow, and he's got that ball on his hip. He turns his shoulders and his head upfield, and what a great route by Schanzer for a touchdown.
He throws so well across his body. That's a tough play for a quarterback, throwing across his body like that. Searle up and through the uprights. We got 1:09 left here in the second quarter. Dragons 30, Oxford nothing. And Chris, I don't think anyone expected this.
I sure didn't. I know. I know both sides wouldn't have expected this. And that's what one of the things we talked about earlier is how will each of the teams handle the hype surrounding this game. And obviously the Dragons have come out and held their own. And what you've got to do if you're Bud Raleigh and the Wildcats is you really get your kids in at halftime and get them composed, and then work on building on some things that they can take into their next game, in game 2. And this will be it's an eye-opener for them. There's no question about it. But it's it will allow them to understand what they're up against here in this OAA division.
Coach Raleigh always said that the biggest time for improvement is between week 1 and week 2. He always called it the big leap. And he's gonna we'll see what kind of a leap the Dragons can make. They're just making plays at will.
They are, and Oxford doesn't necessarily have that type of offense that can come back from a deficit like this.
31-zip, 1:09 left in the second quarter. Kyle Searle's got the ball teed up on the 40. He approaches, puts the right foot into it. End over end kick short. Taken by McDougal on about the 15. And he's down on about the 24-yard line. I was talking to Sean Charette before the game, and I asked him, I says, you're in your 3rd year as a starting quarterback for the Lake Orion Dragons. Has it slowed down for you at all? And this is sometime or another. And he says, no, it hasn't slowed down yet. I said, well, do you think you know the offense? You know what you're? He says, yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing now. He's showing tonight. He knows what he's doing.
Helping take your team to the state championship game in your freshman year is a pretty big undertaking, and then doing what he's done, like you said, tonight it's been very impressive.
That's just astounding. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats on the 25-yard line. 1:02 left here in the second quarter. Ginolo on a quick handoff, number 42, Matthew Anger, and he was dropped.
Nick Fry, great penetration, and there's that speed and quickness from that defensive line, the outside linebackers.
2nd and 12, under a minute. Approaching the 30-second mark here in the second quarter. They're going to have to run one more play. Oxford breaks the huddle. Clayton Spiker split left. Collier split right. Anger and Line in the back in an I formation. And Line gets the handoff, and he's dropped again. Number 45, John Gall on the stop. And that should be the last play of the second quarter. That's the end of the second quarter. So we're at halftime here at Lake Orion with our halftime score. The Lake Orion Dragons 31, the Oxford Wildcats nothing. After this brief message, we'll toss it to the ONTV studios for a halftime report. You're watching Lake Orion Dragon football here on Orion Neighborhood Television. Okay, we're back. It's halftime here with your halftime score. The Lake Orion Dragons 31, the Oxford Wildcats 0. As stated earlier, these two teams have not met since 1983. In 1983, the top TV shows were number 10, Cagney and Lacey, number 9, Hotel, number 8, Kate and Alley, number 7, Falcon Crest, number 6, Magnum PI, Tom Selleck Still in Television, number 5, Simon and Simon, number 4, The A-Team, number 3, Dynasty, number 2 rated show of 1983 was 60 Minutes, and it's still around today. And the number 1 show from 1983 was Dallas. Chris, I don't think anyone expected 31-0 at the half. What do we have?
The team stats for the game, Lake Orion 12 first downs to Oxford's 1 first down. Lake Orion on the ground, 91 yards rushing to Oxford's 62 yards rushing. Lake Orion throwing the ball was 8 of 11. Oxford was 1 of 3. Passing yards in the first half for Lake Orion, 225 yards to Oxford's 9. Sean Charette threw for 2 touchdowns of the 3. And Lake Orion had three penalties in the first half for 25 yards. Oxford had 1 penalty in the first half for 5 yards. So you take a look at that. Oxford 71 yards of total offense in the first half. Lake Orion 316 yards of total offense in the first half. That's a pretty impressive first half for Lake Orion on both sides of the football. Not only to put up 315 in the first half offensively, but hold Oxford to only 62 yards rushing and only 9 yards passing. 316 yards of total offense in the first half for some teams at all levels of football. That's an entire game. So pretty impressive first half.
I think there may have been some questions maybe before the season started. There certainly aren't any tonight about just what Lake Orion's defense was going to be, but boy, they've stepped up. You just can't get a more dominating performance than what the Dragons have shown tonight.
We're not waiting in line. We got the greatest view up here.
I'm glad we got here early so we could find a place to park.
Right.
Dragons get the ball to start the second half. Marquise Stevenson and Danny Nye dropping deep.
And it looks like Lake Orion anticipates an onside kick out of Oxford, which you got to obviously be prepared for if you're down by 31 to start the second half.
Dragons defending the south goal. They'll be moving south or right to left across your television. Number 18, John Kitchener, kicking off for the Oxford Wildcats. End over end kick. Nye takes it about this 8. He's got a seam. 1 man to beat and didn't beat him. Brought down by number 22, Anthony Carpicelli. Dragons take over 1st and 10 on the 40, on their own 40-yard line. Good return by Danny Nye.
Yeah, I was just about to say one of the disadvantages of getting into a kickoff return coverage unit or a unit like that when you're anticipating onside kick is you don't have the opportunity to typically set up a good return. But that Danny Nye did a great job of getting the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Dragons 1st and 10 from the 40. Marquise Stevenson lone back in the backfield. Nye and Aiello split left. Hudson and Zott split right. Hudson and a quick hitter to Danny Nye. A little cross action. Nye's up for about a 2-yard gain.
Little inside handoff to Danny and for that 2-yard gain like you mentioned, but the ball flow, the misdirection, the play fakes, you've got to be very disciplined. If you're Oxford, staying home and maintaining your gaps and maintaining, not falling for those fakes.
Shasner in for Aiello. 2nd down and 8. Charette under center. Hudson in motion. Quick hitter up the middle. Marquise Stevenson breaks a tackle, gets about 3. Met by a host of Wildcats. Number 40, Tyler Hunsucker in there. Number 51, Daniel Strzelecki, one of the Oxford captains, in on the tackle. So 3rd and let's call it 6. Charette under center. Marquise Stevenson still the lone setback. Charette, quick pump. He's going to run it. He's got the 1st down and a lot more. And he is hammered down by number 3, Matthew Economou. Good hit on Charette. Good gain.
A nice decision because there wasn't anybody open. He was looking to the right side of the field. He had a seam route up the middle, and he had a curl route on the outside. They weren't open. They didn't force it. That's the experience that Sean brings to the table in his 3rd year now. He was able to tuck it and get a big first down for the Dragons.
10:20 and left in the 3rd quarter. Charette under center. Nye in motion right. Another handoff up the middle to Marquise Stevenson. He's got about a 5-6 yard gain. Up to about the 42 and a half yard line.
You look at that play from our vantage point right here, and you just saw a big wall of green moving downfield to allow Stevenson to get that 5 yards or so.
No huddle for the Dragons. Nye, Hudson, and Zott split right. Draw play to Stevenson. Good move. He made about 2 people miss at the point of attack. Just stuck a leg in. You know, I said it earlier that he's 5'8", 5'9", 185. But I got to tell you who he reminds me of. There's a high school, if you ever watched Gale Sayers run, he'd stick the leg out and then be going in another direction. And that's some of the shiftiness that Marquise Steve. I'm not going to compare him to Gale Sayers, but boy, he sure's got some moves that would be reminiscent of him.
I thought we were going back to 1983, not 1963.
Charette's pass behind KJ Esther.
And he was open initially. KJ was open initially, and the timing wasn't there and forced Sean to throw it a little bit late. But if he sees him just a half second sooner, he completes that ball for a big first down.
That's probably the only bad ball he's thrown tonight.
Yeah, it didn't look very smooth coming out, no question about it.
So we got 4th and 3 for the Dragons from just inside the 35-yard line. Bunch formation for the Dragons. Nye in motion. He gets the handoff. He's got the corner. He's got the first down, and he is gone. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons, Danny Nye. Boy, once he got the corner, he just found that extra gear. We saw it so often last year, and there was just nothing holding him back.
Another huge 4th down conversion, and those are just backbreakers when they take place against you, and especially from 35 yards out. Boy, what a nice run, nice blocking on the perimeter. Dragons are up 37-0.
Yeah, we're going to go to a running clock here right after the next kickoff. Ball spotted. Searle puts it up, and it's good. And with 8:52 left in the 3rd quarter, your score: Lake Orion 38, Oxford 0.
Don't forget, you can watch replays of this and any sporting event covered by Orion Neighborhood Television. Tune in to Orion Neighborhood Television Thursdays at 9 p.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m., and Sundays at 7 p.m. for replays of the most current games in our lineup. Orion Neighborhood Television, your source for Dragon Athletics. This is one you're going to want to watch again and again and again if you're a Dragons fan.
And when it becomes streamed online, turn your computer on and watch it again. And DVD copies of this and any event covered by Orion Neighborhood Television can be purchased by calling 248-693-3377. Call ONTV today, 248-693-3377. Back from 1983, some of the numbers from the last time these two teams played. Cost of a new home, $89,800. I hate to say it, but they're kind of getting that way again. The median household income was $20,885. President was Ronald Reagan, Vice President George W. Bush, and we'll continue some of those after our kickoff. Searle got the ball, has the ball teed up. He approaches, puts the foot into it, end over end line drive kick. taken on the 1, up to the 15, 20, 25. Number 49, Sean Bean. Good return. He's got it out to about the 22-yard line. Continuing our things from 1989 or 1983. Population 233,791,994. I think it's gained about another 100 million people since then. The Dow Jones, the high in 1983 was 1287. The low was 1027, and you don't think there's been some movement in the market in the past 20 years. Look at those numbers. Oxford takes over 1st and 10 from about the 23-yard line. 8 minutes left here in the third quarter. We are under a running clock. Gianolo rolls out, and he's sacked.
He's not only sacked, but they were trying to run some sort of bootleg, and there was basically a one-receiver route, the tight end running a corner route. Even if Gianolo gets on the edge and is able to turn the corner and look upfield, he was covered well in the secondary by Tyler Mishak.
Andrew Shafkalis on the tackle, and Mark Lugerai on the tackle. The rules for a running clock, if there's a third, it's not really called running clock, we'll call it a point differential rule. Point differential of 35 points or more, the clock only stops on 4 occurrences: timeouts, injuries, penalties, and scores. Oxford, 2nd down and 20.
First time we've seen him
in the shotgun.
Yes.
And quarterback draw up the middle, and he is met hard by number 30, number 39. Mark Lugerai again. 6:47 left in the third.
I keep saying it, but the speed is so evident here watching this game, how quick the Dragons are in comparison to the Wildcats. Just when you thought Gianola had a seam, had a hole, Lugerai comes out of nowhere, it seems, and makes a big-time stick. And that's the defense that's got to stay consistent for the Dragons all year long.
Gianello on a roll. He's got a small gain up to about the 18-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and about 14 or 15 for the Dragons. One guy I noticed the last couple plays, Evan Rourke. You don't call his name a lot. He's 5'6", 187 pounds, but he's playing the nose, and he is just plugging up the middle. Coach Tooley's always said, give me a small guy that can plug the middle up, and we'll play all day long. Oxford in punt formation. Line takes the punt. High kick coming down. Now lets it go, and it goes out of bounds about, let's call it whistle dead on about the 43-yard line of Oxford. So the Dragons will take over 1st and 10. Since we are under point differential, clock does not stop. And Chris, that's one of the things. A team falls behind, you get into a point differential rule, the clock doesn't stop. It makes it just that much harder to try to catch up.
There's no question about it, and that's, has Oxford even made it past the Lake Orion, their own 50? They haven't, and that's, again, we've talked about the fact that Oxford just doesn't have the offensive capabilities based on what we've seen to this point in time to be able to climb back in this thing, and they've got to be able to do that.
Number 22, Dimitri Hudson in. He's got the corner. He's got a good gain. Good hard running. Dimitri Hudson, 5'5", 174 senior. He got the corner. He ran real hard.
He did, but at the same time, he was very patient in allowing his block. He kind of bubbled as he's coming parallel to the line of scrimmage, kind of bubbled to allow his offensive line to get out downfield and get the hook, and did a nice job of being patient and getting a big 1st down.
Number 5, Kyle Swales in, split wide right. Number 7, we don't have a number 7 on our roster here. Marquis Stevens, that was number 30. Michael Upshaw, good hard run up the middle. Michael Upshaw, 5'8", senior. or 5'8" junior. Oh, you have a later. Jarvis Elliott was number 7. Elliott Jarvis. You've got a later roster than I do. I'm going to have a talk with Coach Jennings after this game's over. He sent me this roster last week. Elliott in motion, gives to Stevenson up the middle.
You look at that, and there's absolutely no white jerseys in the Lake Orion backfield. They're just getting blown off the ball, and that's, you know, it's whether it's a physical thing, which I think it is, and right now, obviously for the Wildcats, it's a mental thing too. And how do you overcome getting beat every single play or virtually every single play? That's a tough thing to overcome from not only a physical standpoint, but mental standpoint as well.
Storm Hudson, the sophomore, just checks out. Number 30, Michael Upshaw, back in at tailback. Number 9, Cole Schatzner, now in at quarterback. I think Sean Charrette's night is done.
And a pretty darn good night at that, I might add.
Very good night. Number 25, Storm Hudson, back in at tailback.
And this is the difficult thing too for Coach Bell and his staff is the ability to, as you mentioned, build some depth and get guys in that not only is it difficult for the Wildcats to come back, but from a teaching standpoint and developing your younger guys, getting them in during this running clock.
Schasner on the handoff to Hudson. Did he lose the ball? He did, and he fumbled the ball. Oxford recovers. So there's your first turnover by the Dragons of the night. 1:56 left in the third quarter. Oxford will take over, 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Both teams have a full complement of timeouts left in the second half. Gianolo still in at quarterback for Oxford. Anger on the handoff. That was Line on the handoff. One of the Dragons loses their helmet. Number 27, Corbin Rainey. He made the tackle. He lost his hat.
Again, off tackle power to Line, and you can't tell me that kid's giving up. He's playing. He's putting all his heart into this game. He's played hard, and he helped cause that fumble that last play.
Second down, 5 to go for Oxford from the 17. Gianolo on the handoff, up the middle, good hard run, and I think he's going to be gone. Number 1, Andrew McDougall is gone. Touchdown, Oxford. Anthony McDougall on an 83-yard touchdown run. And that was just...
They just ran power to the other side, and backside guard pulls, the fullback kicks out, and he happened to cut back behind the backside linebacker, and he's off to the races. And you know, McDougall, I mean, there's some speed there, and he got out into the open, and you're right, he was gone.
He just outran everybody. Now, because of that, we go back under normal clock management. It has to be a 35-point difference or more for the point differential rule to take effect. So after the point after, we'll go back to normal clock management. Botch snap, and the extra point will be no good. Number 18, John Kitchener, was lined up for the point, and it was just a bad hold on the snap. So, with 57.3 seconds left here in the third quarter, our score, Lake Orion 38, Oxford 6. ONTV has launched the What I Love About Orion video contest. Produced your 3-minute video about what you love about our area. Call ONTV for more information at 248-693-3377 or visit our website for rules and registration forms at www.orionontv.org. The winning entry will receive an LCD flat screen TV. That's the What I Love About Orion video contest. Call 248-693-3377 to register today.
And also, don't forget, you can watch replays of this and any sporting event covered by Orion Neighborhood Television. Tune to Orion Neighborhood Television Thursdays at 9 p.m., Saturdays at 1 p.m., and Sundays at 7 p.m. for replays of the most current games in our lineup. Orion Neighborhood Television, your source for Dragon Athletics.
Dragons again anticipating an onside kick. Everybody up front. You've only got two people back deep. Danny Nye and Marquis Stevenson deep. Short kick. Stevenson, it bounces on the 20. Stevenson just falls on it. The ball comes loose. Let's see when they unpile. Once you see the beanbag go down, it's usually a sign. Oxford recovers. That was a short kick, and it just bounced back up the field. Stevenson tried to get it, tried to fall on it, just came out of his hand.
And as you start to see now, you start to see a little Oxford momentum going their way. A big 85-yard touchdown run, and 83-yard touchdown run, and now a little pooch kick that Orion thought that they were going to onside kick. Instead, they pooched it. They got a big bounce, and it was a difficult one to catch. And it's plays like that Oxford needs to have happen to their advantage to get back in this ball game.
Oxford's called timeout. 56.4 seconds left in the third quarter. Now, that play took all of about 3 seconds. That kickoff. So. Yeah, there's still time. It's a huge comeback that they'd have to make. There's just too big of a differential to be made up. But you can tell Oxford has not quit in this football game.
And you wouldn't expect them to because of who they are and who they're led by. And so, and knowing the even though they haven't been part of it, the rivalry between these two towns and these two communities and these two football teams over in years past.
First down for Oxford from the 28-yard line. Oh, he's met in the backfield and he's down.
3 times in a row. They tried to run power that time again as well. And number 11, Nick Fry, did a great job of blowing up that fullback in the kickout block, which knocked him back into the tailback. For a 2-3-yard loss.
Andrew Shafkalis also in on the tackle. We're getting some replacements in for Oxford. Number 4, Corey Bell takes over at quarterback. If the name sounds familiar, it's Coach Bell's nephew. Second down, 12. Bell on the throw, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by number 26, Alex Woods. And he brings it back to about the 43-yard line. And just when old Mo is going to Oxford, Mo swings back the other way.
Yeah, Woods did a great job of just sitting down in that hole, and Bell was trying to get the corner and kind of threw across his body. Didn't have a lot of oomph on it, so to speak. He wasn't able to attack the line and throw and get as much on it as he would have liked. Woods stepped right in the passing lane and picked it off and did a nice job. Again, a good return.
In Corey Bell's defense, this is a pretty tough situation to come into.
No question.
You're down 38-6, and the first pass he throws is picked off.
I mean, you're trying to generate some offense is what you're trying to do, and trying to light a spark, so to speak. And unfortunately, the spark, at least for the Wildcats, unfortunately, the spark ended up in the Dragons' favor.
Cole Shasner, quarterback. Number 30 on a run. That's Michael Upshaw, and he just had a tremendous run, almost a 20-yard pickup, and that also is the last play of the third quarter. We're going to the fourth. Your score, Lake Orion 36, Oxford 6. You're watching exclusive coverage of Lake Orion Dragon football here on Orion Neighborhood Television.
This quarter of play was brought to you by Jet's Pizza on Lapeer Road in Lake Orion. a proud supporter of ONTV and Dragon Athletics. Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. Call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. This quarter of play is brought to you by Jets Pizza on Lapeer Road in Lake Orion, a proud supporter of ONTV and Dragon Athletics.
Chris, 12 minutes left to go. I think you're probably going to see some of the second, third team in. Let them get a little game experience. We've talked about it before. You carry a big roster. You got to get these kids experience when you can, because this is your future down there in the second and third team.
No question, and you saw part of that right there in that last run by Michael Upshaw just before the conclusion of the third quarter. You know, he's 5'8", 190. That's a big load to take down, and the thing I like about Lake Orion running backs, they've always been able to hit holes hard. Those single backs have been able to hit holes hard, and they run with such a good lean and always keeping their feet driving, and you know, they're falling forward as they're getting tackled when they're getting tackled, and that's a sign of good quality coaching, and then finding and putting players in positions that best suit their talents.
Would you like to make your own TV show or be part of ONTV sports crew? Maybe work on the broadcast here with Chris and I and our great crew tonight? Call ONTV today at 248-693-3377 and sign up for orientation. Handoff up the middle. Upshaw again. And to continue our previous plug, orientation is free, and it's your first step to becoming a part of Orion Neighborhood Television. Gain of about 6, second down and 4 from the 28. 11:35 left here in the fourth quarter. Shasner, quarterback. Michael Upshaw, the tailback. Handoff on the inside handoff to number 29, Derek Van Housen.
Joey Kohler did a great job of getting a hook and knocking his defender down about 5 to 7 yards deep. Those are the types you block, or type of blocks you look on film the next day and say, that's what we're looking for out of our offensive linemen.
Storm Hudson in at tailback. Mark Lugerai in the slot. Oh, that's 29. Derek Van Housen in slot left. Number 8, Robert Aiello, split wide left. Number 5, Kyle Swales, split wide left, or wide right. I'll get my lefts and right straight. Inside handoff up the middle, Storm Hudson. Gain of about 2 or 3. Watch Storm Hudson play as a freshman last year. And this kid's going to be something. He is a good, steady, hard running back. Second and 8 for the Dragons. Chasner continues at quarterback. Hudson the tailback.
Yep.
Number 7, Elliot Jarvis in motion. He gets the handoff, gets maybe a yard. Just couldn't get the corner on that. Oxford strung it out well.
They did, and we got a penalty on the play. Lake Orion's offensive linemen were shifting their splits both to a tighter formation and spreading them out, and they caught Lake Orion for illegal motion. But you know how long and difficult a 9-game grind can be in a regular season. It's great to get this experience early on with your younger guys to build that depth, and every time, every play that they make out there, they take a part in game situation is only going to benefit the squad from not only a depth standpoint, but like you talked about earlier, building a program standpoint and continuing that tradition standpoint.
Penalty for illegal shift was declined. Brings up 3rd down and 8. Shasner up under center. Storm Hudson, lone setback. Draw play to Storm Hudson, and he's got a first down. He's down to and he kept the feet moving, got inside the 10. You call it the forward lean. Picked up another 3 yards after contact. First down and goal from the 9.
Looks like there's some pretty good depth at that running back position, huh?
Well, there sure is. You know, we talked about it earlier with Kim Bruce moving on after graduation. Marquise Stevenson looks like he's going to carry the load, but there's some quality depth there. First down goal. Shasner looking it over under center. Inside handoff. Number 29. Derek Van Housen gets about, let's call it 5. I think he's inside the 5 down to the 4, maybe the 3. Second down and goal. Just under 9 minutes left here in the 4th. 38-6. Lake Orion leads Oxford. Shasner looking at Coach Bell. And again, it always helps to get your backup quarterback a little experience too. Inside handoff, number 30, Michael Upshaw. Inside down to about the 2, maybe the 1.
You go through your two-a-days, you go through your practices leading up to your first game, and you have a tendency, you're always hitting your own guys. It's good to come off, get everybody involved, and come off hitting some guys with the opposing colors.
Oh, we always said it's always nice to hit someone dressed different. David Izzelli checks in at right guard for the Dragons. The center is number 70, John Gundon. And he's in. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Was that Storm Hudson? No, that was number 30. That was Michael Upshaw. The junior gets his first varsity touchdown. So that makes it 44-6. Pending the outcome of our extra point, number 80. Devon Grenyon will try the extra point, get the backup kicker a little work. Number 6, Alex Haddad will hold. Kick is up, kick is good. With 7:52 left here in the 4th quarter, your score, the Lake Orion Dragons 45, the Oxford Wildcats 6. ONTV offers classes in basic television studio and field production. Learn how to operate state-of-the-art video switchers and studio cameras. Learn to edit your footage on nonlinear computer editing systems. You know, that's a mouthful. ONTV is your video education resource. Classes are filling up quick. Call 248-693-3377 to reserve your seat today. That's ONTV at 248-693-3377. Okay, on the kickoff team, we've got a whole bunch of substitutions. We'll try to keep up with them. I see Nick Kinsler coming in. Number 6, Alex Haddad coming in. 21, Zach Zott still in on the kickoff coverage. Number 80, Devon Grenyon will kick off. And puts his foot into it, end over end kick, and it's going to get called back. Lake Orion may have been offside.
Yeah, it was number 14, Damian Wilbon, and as soon as he was about 5 yards downfield, he puts his hands on his head. He knew what, hands on his head, his helmet, he knew what he did.
Anger was back deep, and I believe that was Anthony McDougall. Yeah, number 1, Anthony McDougall, also back deep for the Wildcats. We got 7:52. 7:52 left in the fourth quarter, 45-6. Lake Orion will now kick off from the 35. Number 27, Corbin Rainey, calling out the coverage for the kickoff unit. Surprised still see Zach Zott in there. He's, like we said earlier, he's one of those guys you got to drag off a football field. Gagnon puts his foot into it. Number 1, Anthony McDougal on about the 13. He's up over the 20, 25-30, got a little seam up over the 40, down at about the 43-yard line. Good kickoff return by number 1 for Oxford, Anthony McDougal.
Jeremy Hoffman, number 12, got a hand in on the play and tripped him up. Otherwise, he's gone for a few more yards. But we're back to a continuous clock because of the point differential. We're at 39 points, and point differential is 35.
Point differential is 35, and we are right around the 7-minute mark. 7 minutes left in the game. Lake Orion 45-6. Oxford takes over, first 10 from the 44-yard line. Splits number 11. Grant Ingalls out to the left. Number 1 McDougal split wide left. That's number 8. Pass intended over to the left flat. Flag on the play.
Looked like we had a slot receiver for Oxford uncovered over here. That
they're calling pass interference against Lake Orion. I think it's against number 24, Nick Kinsler. He was in the immediate vicinity and kind of gave a funny look when the penalty was called. So it'll be a first down for Oxford from the 41-yard line.
You're always supposed to give a funny look when a penalty is called against you, right?
I never had a penalty called against me. Of course, I didn't play much. That's why.
Okay.
First down and 10 from the 41 for the Wildcats. Corey Bell in the shotgun, drops back, throws out to the left flat. Oh, just off the fingertips of number 8, Patrick Noski. Bell threw a good ball that time.
Good ball. It got the wide receiver. Got inside on the route. I couldn't quite tell from here if it was knocked down or not. But those are the things that both sides of the football can build upon.
Yeah. Second down and 10. 6 minutes left here in the game. Timeout being called by Lake Orion. Scout defense, just to get the kids playing time, and with all that body movement back and forth, it's tough. A kid someone knowing where they're supposed to be at any one time. So we got second and 10 from the 41. Bell in shotgun, throws out to the right flat, and it's picked off. Number 16, Jacob Gardner down the right side, cuts inside, and he's down on about the 15-yard line.
Same concept, route concept they had over here out of the same formation, 3-by-1 set. And the outside guy runs a post route, the inside guy runs an out route. The cornerback, number 16, Jacob Gardner, just sat there waiting for that ball and couldn't have asked for it any better.
Clock operator stopped the clock. The referee right on the spot. Started again. Just over 5:30 left here in the fourth. Shasner back in at quarterback. Number 32, Victor Olenk. Oh, okay, you can pronounce that one. Whoever he gets the ball right up the middle. How do you pronounce that?
Olenka.
Olenka, thank you. It's pronounced easier than it looks. Right up the middle for a gain of about 7. They're calling it 6, second and 4 from the 12. 5 minutes left here in the fourth. Shasner gets a call from Coach Bell. Number 27, Corbin Rainey's a running back. That play didn't work. That was supposed to be an inside handoff. Was that Rainey took the handoff?
Yeah, Shanzer got tripped up as he's pulling out from under center, and I think that forced him as he's turning around to get a ball on the hip and then end up on the ground. Oxford finally fell on the ball. They've got the football back.
They called a fumble.
Yes, they did.
4 minutes and 15 seconds and counting here in the fourth quarter. 45-6, Lake Orion. Oxford takes over, 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line.
And those are the things as a coach you hate to see, because no matter if you're 2s and 3s in there, it doesn't matter. Obviously the objective is to secure the ball and keep the ball and so forth. But when you are rotating guys in and out, and sometimes timing's a little bit different if you're not staying with a consistent unit. So Coach Bell will correct those and get those taken care of for next week. I know that.
Number 28. Lucas Blows on the carry for Oxford. Gain of about 5 or 6. Good gain. 2nd down and 3. Just making the announcement over to the PA that they're going to bring out the 00 trophy. Oxford's had it in their possession since 1983. It'll be presented to the winning team after the game today. Bell on a pitch back to Blows again, around right end. Got a 1st down. Oxford's line did a good job stringing that out. Gave him a little seam to get up inside.
Alex Haddad, the cornerback on the left side, did a nice job of staying home and making that tackle.
1st and 10 for Oxford. 2:50 left in the fourth. We have some wholesale changes going on now. Alex Sherman in, number 76, defensive line. Bell on the inside handoff to Blows again. Good hard run up, about 6-yard gain. And even more wholesale changes. 71, Bronson Jurgens in along the defensive line. Number 87, Ron Young in. The Wildcats looking at 2nd and 4 from the 33. Bell under center. Backs in an I formation. Blows gets a handoff. He's got another 1st down. Good inside hard running by Blows.
And either side of the ball, when you're getting this time, you're getting this amount of repetitions and so forth. These guys are working for jobs too. These guys are working for jobs at that first team level, and what they show out here and what type of tape they put out is really important for their development as an individual and so forth. So these are important reps for everybody on both sides of the football.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Bell on a pitch back to Blows. Evades the tackle, gets up maybe 6 yards up to the 45-yard line. 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Ball on the 45 of Oxford, left hash.
So where are they going to put that 00 trophy, you think?
Probably in the trophy case with all the rest of them.
Yeah, it's going to look good in there.
If you've never been to Lake Orion High School and seen a football trophy case, it is a pretty impressive thing to see. Blows again, gets held up at the line, dropped for maybe a 2-yard loss.
This has been a pretty impressive night, Doug, and on both sides of the ball for the Dragons, and it's great to come out here on your high school football home opener and do what they've done out here tonight. So they a lot. Hopefully, they can take this into their game at Rochester next week.
And Ryan DeClerc on that last tackle for the Dragons. This should be the last play of the game. Bell rolling right, throws it down field deep, incomplete, and with that, the game is over. Your final score here tonight, the Lake Orion Dragons 45, the Oxford Wildcats 6. You're watching exclusive coverage of Lake Orion High School sports. We'll be back in just a minute.
This quarter of play was brought to you by Jets Pizza on Lapeer Road in Lake Orion, a proud supporter of ONTV and Dragon Athletics. Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. Call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
From Dragon Stadium in Lake Orion, for all the hype that was given and all the build-up to the game, I don't think anyone expected a 45-6 final score.
No, I didn't. Coach Bell didn't. Coach Raleigh didn't. You didn't. I know most of the fans didn't. But what we did find out is that Lake Orion can play, and what Oxford did find out is that they're going to have their work cut out for them moving into the OAA. And so there's a lot of questions answered on both sides of the football. But, again, it's only one football game. And, you come off and enjoy tonight. You go watch film tomorrow morning and make your corrections and adjustments from there. But bottom line, it's for the first game back in this renewed rivalry, what a great way to start the season.
Absolutely. And, you ask about or talk about a couple individual performances. Sean Charette never missed a bit. It's like we just went from week 8, week 9 last year right into this year. He looked so efficient, looked so under control, ran the offense like a third-year starting quarterback.
And you don't see that, obviously in high school football. You don't see a kid playing quarterback for 3 years. But like we talked about at the outset, the efficiency and the effectiveness of the Lake Orion offense and how they were able to utilize and exploit their talents. Marcus Stevenson had a nice game tonight. Danny Nye had a nice game. Zach Zott, Robert Ayala, Cole Shanzer. I mean, you name it, go down the list. And all led by that offensive line. And as a result, you see a 45-6 score. Very efficient, very effective, and Lake Orion's now put tape out there for the rest of the OAA to see. And if a team wants to decide that we're going to try to stop him, well, you know what? Lake Orion's got a number of weapons they can go to.
Defensively, it was an attacking defense. They forced a couple turnovers tonight, had an interception or a couple interceptions late, but looks like Coach Tooley's got them ready to roll again.
Yeah, and like we said, up in the box, they're going to go through and make their corrections, and as you mentioned, Coach Bell and Tooley are going to sit there and analyze it to the point where they're going to walk out of there saying, "Did we really win the game?" But you know what? They're going to, but that's what good coaching staffs do. That's what good programs do. They fine-tune every little thing that needs to be done to get even that much better. And I know they'll put their work in tomorrow, starting tomorrow morning, and hopefully get them ready for going on the road at Rochester.
We're hoping to get a couple words with Coach Bell. He's talking to the team right now, as well he should be. But Chris, next week they go on the road to Rochester, and they don't come home until the 17th of September. I think we're probably going to see an even more balanced attack. We certainly showed that or saw tonight that Marquis Stevenson can more than handle the load at running back.
And as we saw, we felt that Lake Orion's got the depth at running back, in case something happens. So, and that's what's great about games like today. You're seeing guys, your second and even some of your third team guys who are getting the reps, getting some experience, and that's very, very beneficial for a program.
We're back with head coach Chris Bell, and Coach, your 100th overall victory, and it couldn't have come for all the hype over an Oxford team. Your reflections on the game?
Very proud of the kids. You go into the first game of the season, you never know. And to see our guys make plays and different guys making plays and see them grow up before our eyes, proud as heck of them.
Chris?
No, we talked at the outset about the effectiveness and the efficiency of your offense and being able to utilize all your weapons. Talk about what you just mentioned, the effectiveness of your kids and how they stepped up. And we talked about at the close here that you can go to pretty much anyone, pick your poison, and defenses are now going to have to take a look at that and say, who do we try to stop?
Right. It allows us, if they're going to overplay something, it allows us to take advantage of other things, allows us to keep guys fresh. And like I said, the guys are making plays.
Coach, 100 overall wins here. Congratulations. Great win tonight.
Thank you. You know, and it's 100's a number, just means I've been here for a long time. But you know what? It's because I got great coaches like you two for a number of years, and I got great kids, most importantly, who work hard. So it's an honor. Thank you.
It's guys like us up in the press box now that keep track of things like that.
I appreciate that.
Thanks again, Coach. That's it from the field. For Chris Frisching, I'm Doug Corliss. Thanks for tuning in.